I asked 10 tiny homeowners what they do differently. Here's what they said. Imagine this. You're living in your dream tiny home. The space is cozy, functional, and feels like it was built just for you. But after a few months, you start to realize some things you wish you'd done differently. Maybe you didn't think about the placement of that window, or perhaps you didn't anticipate how quickly your tiny space would fill up with clutter. Turns out, tiny home living, while appealing, comes with its own set of lessons. Today, I've spoken with 10 tiny home owners to find out what they'd do differently if they had the chance to build again. And trust me, their responses are packed with real, no-nonsense insights that anyone thinking about downsizing needs to hear. From design mishaps to lifestyle adjustments, let's dive in and see what they wish they'd known before committing to tiny home life. More storage because you can never have enough storage, or the lack thereof, is hands down the most common complaint among tiny home owners. When you're dealing with limited square footage, every inch matters. While many tiny home owners plan for storage, they often find themselves running out of space sooner than expected. One owner shared that they initially thought their built-in shelves and closet would be more than enough, but as time passed, they quickly realized how easy it is to accumulate things, like even when you live in a tiny space. From winter clothes that take up more room than you'd think to unexpected tools and extra gadgets, things just seem to pile up. The solution? More smart storage options like underfloor storage, wall mount hooks, and multifunctional furniture that doubles as storage. But be careful. Try to build these storage areas in a way that doesn't overwhelm your living space. If you overdo it, your tiny home could feel like a cluttered closet rather than a serene sanctuary. Remember, it's not just about cramming stuff into every corner, it's about making sure each item has a purpose and that it's easy to access. This is one area where even the most well-planned tiny home can come up short. The right layout. It's all about flow. The layout of your tiny home might look good on paper, but once you start living in it, things can feel cramped, awkward, or just downright impractical. One tiny homeowner shared that they spent way too much time designing a home that looked aesthetically pleasing, but didn't consider how they would move and live in the space daily. For example, placing the kitchen and bathroom next to each other might seem convenient, but in a tiny home, this can lead to noise and odors overlapping in a way that's not very pleasant. On the flip side, if you over-separate spaces, you end up wasting valuable space and adding extra hallways. It's about finding the right balance. Think of your tiny home like a puzzle, where each piece, whether it's your bedroom, bathroom, or kitchen, needs to fit in a way that makes sense for your lifestyle. If you're planning a tiny home, take the time to live in your design before building. Walk through the space and imagine yourself going through your daily routine. Will you bump into walls while making breakfast? Will your bed feel claustrophobic after a few months? A good layout isn't just about making things look nice, it's about ensuring the flow of space works seamlessly for your life. Heating and cooling a warmer, cooler home, energy efficiency is one of the main selling points of tiny homes. But heating and cooling them efficiently? That's another story. Several tiny homeowners mentioned that one of the biggest challenges they faced was keeping their home comfortable year-round without racking up their energy bills. One owner admitted to underestimating how much energy it would take to heat their small space during the winter months. On the other hand, another homeowner found that their tiny home turned into a sauna during the summer, even with windows open. In the world of tiny homes, heating and cooling isn't a one-size-fits-all solution. The key takeaway here is that insulation and ventilation matter more than you might think. Make sure you're investing in good insulation, not just in the walls, but in the floor and ceiling too. A properly insulated tiny home will stay warmer in the winter and cooler in the summer, helping you save on energy costs. For some, installing a small energy efficiency heater or air conditioning unit can make a world of difference. But be aware of the space you're working with. Even a small heater can take up valuable room, so you'll need to think about placement and how it affects your floor plan. More windows. Natural light is your best friend. Natural light is like the magic sauce that makes any small space feel larger. Several tiny homeowners said they'd prioritize more windows in their next builds. One owner regretted having too few windows, as they soon realized how much they missed the sunlight in the mornings. Tiny homes can feel suffocating without the proper light sources, and the absence of windows can make you feel boxed in. But there's a catch. Too many windows can make your tiny home feel like a fishbowl. One owner shared that after installing larger windows, they felt like they had lost too much privacy, especially at night when the lights were on. It's all about striking a balance. Think strategically about where your windows will go. Larger windows in living areas, especially those with views, are great for opening up the space. Smaller, higher windows in more private areas like the bathroom or bedroom can offer natural light without sacrificing privacy. Also, think about your window treatments. Light filtering curtains or shades are a must, allowing you to control the amount of light and privacy. More outdoor space, extend your living area. One of the major regrets voiced by tiny home owners is not accounting for enough outdoor space. Tiny homes are naturally compact process, so every bit of outdoor space becomes essential for extending your living area. Imagine having a cozy covered porch or a small deck where you can enjoy your morning coffee, eat a meal outside, or entertain guests. Many tiny homeowners found that the lack of outdoor space made their tiny homes feel even smaller. In 2025, outdoor extensions are becoming a bigger priority. Whether it's adding a fold-down table, a retractable awning, or even a full outdoor kitchen, creating an outdoor living area is becoming a must. But just like with indoor space, be mindful of how much outdoor space you're taking up. Too many accessories or furniture can make your tiny home feel cluttered when viewed from the outside. But the key is to make your outdoor space an extension of your indoor living area. Think of it as your personal bonus room for everything from relaxing to entertaining. Better plumbing, plan for long-term convenience. While tiny homes often come with simple plumbing systems, some owners mentioned that they didn't plan for long-term use as well as they should have. If you're living in a tiny home full-time, having access to good plumbing is essential. One owner shared that while their tiny home had a composting toilet, they found it hard to maintain over time. Others shared issues with water pressure, especially in off-grid tiny homes that rely on a water tank rather than a city supply. To avoid these issues, do your research and plan for long-term plumbing solutions that are both practical and easy to maintain. Having a solid backup system, whether it's a secondary water tank, solar-powered water pump, or another off-grid solution, can save you a lot of headaches. And always opt for high-quality plumbing fixtures, as cheap alternatives can lead to costly repairs down the road. Let us know in the comments what changes you would make to your tiny home. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more tiny home tips, and share it with someone who might be considering their own downsized adventure. Thanks for watching, and happy tiny living!